I don't even know what it looked like. You still struggle with security, what's that life? I'm on a different wave at the Clippers game. Got your woman texting me while I'm talking to Doc. Phone ringing through the presser, had to text her to stop. Why she sitting parallel to the niggas she got? I've been the realest since my rookie deal. 85 mic when I pull up here, yeah. And you pull up like a Lord with candy. Speaking from your burner, saying you can't stand me.
Fresh like I just got a contract. Fresh like I just got a max. Roll up this, we ballin' to the max. Fresh like I got a contract. Yo, moving through the city, we be going. Roll up this, you pullin', now you know it.
Yo, what's up, everybody? How you guys doing? Everybody out there, it's been a long time, a long time since we've done this in person, but we are here, we are live, we are back. This is Hoops and Brews. As always, it's your boy TPJ. You can find me on Twitter, Instagram at ReelTPJ. That's REELTPJ. It's a film joke. If you don't get it, you damn dummy. And as always, this show co-stars rapper extraordinaire Pavy. Go ahead, get your plug in, talk to the people, let them know where they can find you.
As always, man, follow me on Twitter at PavyWorld, Pavy World, all one word. Go check out pavers.com. And yeah.
Yes, and today we actually have
Special
a
guest.
very, very special guest. Pavy actually was the person that, really put him on my radar. So, Pavy, why did you choose our special guest? Intro him, talk to the people.
So today, well, first of all, I found you because I've seen your content floating around, and then I checked out your website, also checked out your page. I saw that you were working with certain prospects as well. I actually saw the Isaiah Thomas thing. I don't know when did you post it? Did you post that, like, what day did you post it?
A couple weeks ago.
Yeah. So I saw that, and it seemed like you would be a cool person to bring some insight to the show. So RASHAD Phillips, I guess tell the people what exactly you do. I'm sure you can explain it much better than I can. Yeah. And yeah.
Well, first of all, I really appreciate being on you guys' platform. I've done my thorough research on you guys, and if people don't know, I run Sports Talk 2319, which is my own media company, and what we thrive on here is prospect scouting for NBA prospects, covering the entire landscape of college basketball, just creating platforms for multiple prospects to speak out on. The number 2319 is the amount of points I scored in college, 2,319 points.
Okay,
which is a numerical representation of overcoming adversity. So I'm going to give you guys a scouting report real quick before we get started.
Okay, let's do it.
2 young Black African-American guys getting it done, and I'm such a fan of what you guys bring to the table.
Thank you, man. Appreciate that, man. Thank
Hoops
you.
and Brews.
Thank you,
very
man.
much.
I appreciate that.
We
Thank you.
appreciate
Seriously,
it. Well,
man.
I appreciate that personally. Thank you very much.
Thank you, for real, man. Thank you.
And you're welcome back anytime. Now that we've officially made the connection, anytime you want to come back and talk hoops, you're more than welcome to come back. Even in doing my research about you and just kind of seeing that you were a person that looks at a lot of draft prospects. I've been seeing a lot of, now that the NBA is starting to trend and come back a little bit, I'm starting to see a lot of those internet articles from your favorite, writers bashing certain athletes and who they are and kind of what they can do on the floor. So I'm going to be very interested to hop into that conversation. But you specifically had something that you wanted to talk about. You have a special, thing coming out for the fans. Talk to the people about what you have going on.
Yeah, so this weekend, I had the privilege and the opportunity to create a exclusive documentary interview with 12-time NBA All-Star Hall of Famer, 2-time champion Isaiah Thomas of the Detroit Pistons.
Amazing.
Chicago legend.
I know we watched the Jordan's Last Dance, and in that, you saw that Isaiah Thomas was one of the players that continued to beat Michael and his Bulls on his climb to his greatness. So I got a chance to sit down with Isaiah, and I have an exclusive interview coming out this Saturday. It will be on sportstalk2319.com as well as my other platforms. So I'm excited to bring that to the table.
I'm excited to check that out.
Chicago legend Isaiah Thomas. If I'm not mistaken, he is the only person to have a winning record against Michael Jordan.
Correct.
He's the only person. So I think that's a very interesting story, especially just thinking about what he was for Chicago until Michael Jordan got there. When Isaiah Thomas first came back, that was Isaiah City. still arguably the best player to come out of Chicago. I mean, you have D Rose, you have AD, but still arguably the best player to ever come out of Chicago. So just thinking about what he was for the city back then, and then just tying it into the Jordan rivalry. Then also, I think what he did for the NBA. I don't think that until the Pistons worked, you hadn't seen a team built around a backcourt, I think, that won like that. I think the closest you got maybe was the Lakers, Jerry West and Gail Goodrich, but even when they won, they had Wilt. This was a team that was more so specifically built around the backcourt. You really hadn't seen a team win like that. So it broke down a lot of barriers as far as like what you thought was a winning formula with the NBA. So I'm very interested to check that out. We'll, like you said before the show, we'll make sure that we get that out to the fans. Yep. I'm sure our fans will be interested in checking that out. So salute you for your work on that.
Yes.
Appreciate it, fellas.
Thank you. So, speaking of NBA prospects, that's one of the first things that I wanted to talk to you about. I've seen some writers, recently bash LaMelo Ball and kind of his, defensive skills, and they feel as though he doesn't have whatever it is that they usually will use to bash any of the Ball brothers in terms of what they have. So without, specifically, bringing in any other people's context into how they feel about LaMelo Ball, how do you feel about LaMelo Ball? He's, projected by a lot of people to be the number one pick in this draft. Do you have him as being your number one pick? And if not, who do you have?
Yeah, I do. I have LaMelo Ball going number one to the New York Knicks, and I've had that for quite some time. And here's why I love LaMelo Ball. When you look at the landscape of the NBA, it's changed to more ball-dominant point guards. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And when you look at the superstars in the NBA, or the guys that are the table setters, the Ja Morants, the Trae Youngs, the guys like that, teams are starting to build around players like that. See, I look at point guards that are dynamic, like superstar quarterbacks. And when you look at the NFL draft, you never see teams pass up on superstar quarterbacks because every team needs that focal point. When you look at LaMelo Ball, with his size, his vision, his ability to make plays for other people and score the ball, but not only that, he has a magnetism about him. He's box office, and that's what you want. So I really love what LaMelo Ball brings to the game, and I look for him to have a tremendous career going forward.
Really? What do you think about people's criticism as it pertains to his defense? And because I feel like that is the thing that everybody's looking to kind of as his Achilles. Well, shooting
to, because his percentages over in Australia haven't been the best either.
I'm not worried about him shooting the ball because he's 6'7" now, 6'8", 6'7", 6'8". As long as he can get to the rim and hit free throws at a fairly high clip, whether it be 83 to 85%, I think he'll be all right in the NBA. I think especially he doesn't have his man body yet.
This is true.
That's the same thing we were talking about Lonzo before when it came in the NBA and got injured a bunch and was inconsistent. He still didn't have his man body yet. Lonzo is just now getting to like his real actual man body. LaMelo is that 4 years ago, and he's 6'7", 6'8". He still might grow a couple inches. He's only 18 years old?
Yeah, 18.
Yeah. So So I still feel as though it's a lot of criticisms, but I mean, I think he's going to come in better than most high school players would have came in at the same age. Am I tripping?
No. Anytime you're 18 years old, I mean, you're not going to get a full packaged basketball player. Nobody usually comes into the NBA just fully ready. That's why we call them prospects. So when you look at LaMelo, you hear the things of, his defense is not this or his defense not that. It's easy to nitpick a prospect because all of them have weaknesses. They have strengths and they have weaknesses. But I like to look at, in LaMelo's term, is that his strengths outweigh his weaknesses. In regards to defense, that's something that he'll be able to learn going forward. He'll be taught that by the coaches, trial and error. The way the NBA is played today, there's not as much defense as people try to put emphasis on that anyway. So LaMelo's going to sell a lot of tickets. He's going to be exciting, and as his career progresses, he'll get better from the weaknesses that people say that he has, which one of those is his defense.
And one more question, because there are a couple other prospects that I want to bring up to you and get your opinion on. But as far as if you could maybe give some previous comparison for LaMelo, I think one person that I've thrown out many times on the show is Penny Hardaway. Do you have any previous comparisons to maybe, like, you know, put them in context for some people who maybe haven't seen as much footage or maybe aren't as familiar with LaMelo?
Yeah, I wouldn't. You know, Penny Hardaway that's a tough one. You know, I'm old school, so I'm gonna take people back. I'm gonna make people do their research when I bring the comparison.
Okay.
But LaMelo Ball reminds me a lot of Steve Smith.
Ooh, okay. I like that name. I like
Really?
that.
Okay.
I like that. I like
like
that.
that.
I like that. I like that. I like that.
And a lot of people don't know this, so I'm gonna tell this to your
It's
listeners.
gonna be the name of this episode. LaMelo Ball is Steve Smith.
Yeah. Before Steve Smith got to the NBA, Steve Smith was a point guard at Detroit Persian High School. He was a 6'8" point guard that can score off the dribble, that can shoot it from deep, and that can deliver passes. And as he got to the NBA, he was so versatile, he switched his position from point guard to shooting guard.
Mm-hmm.
But before he got to the NBA, go look up Steve Smith at Michigan State on YouTube and look at the clips. A lot of LaMelo Ball in terms of size, vision, ability to score, and just having that it factor. So that's my comparison with LaMelo Ball, Steve Smith.
I like that one.
Okay.
Another prospect, a guy that I'm actually a big fan of, Anthony Edwards. What do you think about Anthony Edwards? What do you think he, projects to? Do you like him? Do you dislike him? What do you like about him? What do you dislike about him?
Yeah, what I love about Anthony Edwards is he is the prototypical shooting guard. His ability to put the ball in the basket at a high clip, but not only that, he's extremely explosive. We were talking about physique in LaMelo.
He's already built.
Anthony is already built.
Mm-hmm.
He has a really strong foundation, physique, that he can take a pounding. He can deliver contact, absorb contact, score. Obviously, he still needs to get better on the defensive side of the ball. But again, a lot of these prospects,
Mm-hmm.
they always struggle on the defensive side of the ball because they really work on that end of the court. He reminds me a lot, again, I'm old school, so I'm going to take people there. He reminds me a lot of Mitch Richmond. So if people want to go back and look up Mitch Richmond, he was the 1/3 of Run TMC back in the Golden State era with Tim Hardaway, Chris Mullin, and Mitch Richmond. Anthony Edwards gives me those vibes. I believe he's going to put the ball in the basket from day one, and teams are going to really love, the team that drafts him is going to really love what he brings to the table, and that's scoring.
But do you project him to be as good of a shooter as what Mitch was?
No, I don't. He won't be a great shooter like Mitch, but he will be a great scorer.
That's fair. That's fair. Another guy, Obi Toppin. Incredibly athletic to me. I think he's kind of like, at least in stature, the prototypical wing for today's game. What do you think about him?
Love Obi Toppin. He's one of my favorite prospects. I had the pleasure of I played against his assistant coach, Chris Greer, over at Dayton. And when I spoke to Chris, he just told me that, Obi is a deer. Like he wins every sprint. He works extremely hard.
Mm-hmm.
And what Obi brings to the table is a winning mentality. He has a lot of Kenyon Martin in him. He's powerful. He's fearless. But I think he's going to tap out like a player like a John Collins for the Atlanta Hawks. He reminds me a lot of him. A hybrid type of forward that can pick and pop, pick and roll. His hips are a little stiff. So I'm a little worried with him guarding guys like the Jason Tatums and Brandon Ingrams, because those guys are really wiggly with the ball.
Yeah.
But the upside that Obi Toppin brings to the table in his age, his maturity, he's going to really be a great addition to whatever team drafts him as well.
And one last guy I want to go over specifically before I kind of get your just wide opinion on the draft. James Wiseman. Obviously, there's been he's been in the news a lot, obviously, with the whole situation happening in Memphis earlier this season. What do you think about James Wiseman? What do you think he, projects to be? And also, what do you like and dislike about James Wiseman?
Well, there's not a lot of tape out there on James. He didn't play a lot at Memphis due to the, the NCAA infractions. But When I watch the little tape that I've been able to watch him and ask around, he reminds me a lot of David Robinson when David was when David played at Navy.
That's high praise.
Left-handed, 7'1", terrific motor, powerful foundation. And again, when you look at the landscape of the NBA, those type of guys, that archetype is extremely valuable. Obviously he doesn't have a lot of reps. So that's kind of a concern. Fit is going to be very important for Wiseman, depending on what team he goes to. I would prefer him to go to Golden State, where he doesn't have a lot of responsibility, but he still can contribute at a high level.
Okay. So just as far as this draft overall, I think it's for one a very weird draft year. Obviously, you don't really get to have a combine. So I think because of that, a lot of guys that, if they had a combine, you had a tournament, some guys might kind of slip through the cracks, and, you get some guys that end up in the second round. Maybe even a guy that comes in undrafted that maybe if you had a college tournament, he would have been able to show himself. Obviously, you don't get that this year. I've also heard people say this is a kind of a weak draft overall. There's not too much talent out there. What do you think about this draft? And I guess, how will scouting be for teams for this draft? Because it's really one that's unlike any other that I've seen in my lifetime.
Yeah, I wouldn't call it a weak draft. I think that people just we live in a generation now where people don't want to do homework. Everybody wants a quick fix. So a lot of people are not informed or well informed of the prospects that are in this draft. There's some really, really good players. I like to call this draft a utility draft. Doesn't have tons of superstar power, but there are a lot of kids in this draft that you can get in the second round that can contribute to your NBA team right away. You got a kid like Tyrell Terry from Stanford, who's tremendous. R.J. Hampton is fantastic. Grant Riller from College of Charleston, maybe the best offensive player in the draft. Mason Jones, Arkansas, led the SEC in scoring at 22 a game. Like, there's a lot of prospects in this draft, but you're going to have to do your homework. And to answer your second question, now this is when the NBA scouts. This is how you earn your paycheck. This is where you earn your money now. Like, every year we get this stuff delivered on our front doorstep. Now we're at a time where we finally have to open up our laptops, get your notepad out, watch 3 to 4 hours of tape, and actually do some homework and stop relying on other people to do it for you. So that's kind of where we're at. And these guys get paid top dollar. They have all the resources to get it done. So there's no excuse for you to make a bad draft pick this season.
I agree.
Yeah, understandable. I agree. I think that for this draft, I think that is more so about. I think it's more so about trying to just get supplemental pieces. And it's not because of the talent. I'm sorry. It's not because of the talent in the draft. It's because of the current climate in the world. So if I'm an NBA team, unless we're picking top 4, I'm not looking at anybody being a potential home run. I'm just looking at someone that can come in where if we don't want to spend a bunch of salary, we can plug that person in for 10 to 15 minutes a game. And then come playoff time, we can ride them if we need to a little bit. And that's what like, I think the best thing that you can get from this draft is if you're the Lakers, instead of you going out and having to sign a J.R. Smith, you have a rookie that you drafted that's decent enough that you can come in, that you can give away some time, so where you can allow other guys to be able to play. Because I don't think that anybody in this draft other than LaMelo, Wiseman, probably Obi Toppin and Edwards. And Edwards are really going to be anything that's going to dynamically shift anything. And also the sucky part for a player like Wiseman is that if he does go to the Warriors, I'm not sure how much time he's going to get, but also I'm not sure how much time he's going to get going forward. And I'm not sure if he's even going to be on the team next year. So I think this will be like one of the most interesting drafts of all time, because everybody's either going to be really, really safe, or you're going to see so many teams unloading salary and contracts and draft picks. Your head is going to spin.
I also think that, crazy as this might sound, most of the teams that could possibly have a top pick don't really need too much to jump back into being competitive. I mean, I even think a team like Cleveland. I mean, I think, having Kevin Love, having Andre, having Colin Sexton, having Garland, you really only need maybe a wing. Maybe. Yeah. I don't think you need too much to, jump, especially in the East, talking about getting back into the playoffs, 7th, 8th seed.
Yeah,
you
have
don't really
Drummond
need
for
too
a whole
much.
Season too.
Minnesota, I mean, you got D'Lo and you got Cat. I don't think you need too much to end up being at least contend for a playoff spot. Even like a team like Atlanta, you got Trae Young, you got John Collins, now you got Clint Capella. I don't think you need too much to be able to jump up and get back into playoff contention. I don't know how you feel about that, but I don't think this is a draft where maybe outside of like New York, I don't think anybody needs just a vast overhaul, and it's like we need this guy to come in and do everything. I think everybody has pretty set teams, has pieces already, and all you need to do is get a guy that fits your team and can come in and help your team win basketball games.
Yeah, I definitely can see that, especially the teams that you named. Sometimes, with teams like Cleveland and Atlanta, you can have too many draft picks on your team where you start to look like a college team.
Yeah. So
you got to be careful of having your franchise draft in a lottery every year, because then it's just like you're out there with 3-year guys, and you're not going to be able to compete at a high level. So I look at a team like Atlanta, who's obviously my favorite team. They don't. If they get the first or second or third pick, if I'm Atlanta Hawks, I'm going to trade that pick, because you got to start winning now with a guy like Trae Young that's still on his rookie contract. So you got to start making business decisions and stop, playing video game draft with in real life. You got to start making decisions that can really help your franchise win.
Fair.
Yeah, I agree. So let's go ahead quickly. I want to talk about what you think and how you feel about the current climate in sports. Obviously, give me 1 second. Obviously, there's a lot going on in the world right now. There was talks of potential boycotts and all those other things. We see NCAA athletes protesting. Kansas State, I believe a lot of their athletes are currently protesting because of racist comments that have been sent to players. No, Kansas State too. Yeah, Kansas State too. Someone sent one of their women's basketball players a picture of her with her head on a noose in a cartoon. So there's a lot of stuff going on right now. Obviously, you deal with a lot of the younger athletes and you're around these guys and you see them. Yep. What do you feel about the current climate in sports, and how do you feel that athletes have been doing navigating it, and kind of what do you think about everything that's going on?
We're living in, my grandmother used to always tell me, if you live long enough, you're gonna see some things.
Yep. I talk to my godmother every day. She's 90. So yeah.
And it's like I never thought I would see what we're seeing today, but or living through it. Mm-hmm. But it's really an unfortunate time for us as a country, because it seems like we still haven't gotten a memo of unity, mm-hmm. equality, racial the racial injustice that's going on. It's real. It's been here, and I'm really proud of our people for using their voices, using their platforms, for speaking out on certain topics. And I think, collectively, in order for us to make some type of mm-hmm. of shift, it's to continue to do this together. When you look at, the college athletes and what they're going through, it's really a sucky time for them at this age, 20, mm-hmm. 21, 22, mm-hmm. to have to deal with something like this. Like, I couldn't imagine going through this when I was 21, 22 years old, in regards of, with social media and, getting mm-hmm. threats from,
random people.
It's not a good time. Yeah. So I'm really, stuck in between in regards to, wanting to see sports, but also wanting to see, us as Black people being treated fairly. I'm not really excited about the NBA coming back, because I feel like we have bigger issues to really attack. But at the same time, I don't believe that NBA players should have to fix racial injustice.
Yeah.
That's not their job. Their job is to play basketball.
Yeah. Do you think that they can be distractions though? And, as Kyrie and other players have, talked about, becoming potential distractions from everything that's going on. Do you think that the NBA will be a distraction?
I don't think it's going to be a distraction. I don't think that's the right word to use. I found out they're going to, be painting the courts with Black Lives Matter. They're able to put names on the back of their jersey. So what I do love about the NBA is that they're using their platform to spread awareness. That's one thing that they're attempting to do. Adam Silver is doing a great job of trying to use the NBA platform, obviously to play basketball, but still bring awareness to what we're dealing with. But also with the coronavirus going around, nobody has an answer for that. So that still is and players are still testing positive for this, which is scary in itself. So it's just a weird time to try to play basketball in the bubble. It's going to be like a AAU type of thing. Yeah. But I get it. Certain fans want that distraction and want that. Sports is a sanctuary for a lot of people. So I kind of get both sides of it, and hopefully it all kind of plays out and things can get done.
Yeah, I mean, I've personally said this many times. I mean, I think when you use the word distraction, would it may be a distraction? Probably will. I think some people, who may be at a protest might be watching the game, but same time, I think that if all it takes is somebody dribbling a basketball to make you forget about everything that's going on in the world, I think you got to look in the mirror and ask yourself how much of what was going on in the world was actual priority to you in the first place. Even though I do think it will ultimately be a distraction for some people, I just think that if it is, then what's going on in the world couldn't have been too big of a issue for you. And I'm also with you. I think the NBA is in a tough position. I think that for one, they were the first league to close down.
Yeah.
And they kind of really kicked the whole world off with not the whole world, but really with America off. We're really looking at coronavirus and being like, yo, this is like an actual issue. So I think that this whole situation, one, I'm interested to see it. I hope that everybody can be as safe as possible. I do think it can go bad, but I also think that it could be a moment where it shows America that we can still have some symbol of normalcy as we deal with this situation. And again, we don't but
that's part of the reason why I don't like it coming back. We don't need to go back to normal. That normal was not good. Normal hasn't been good for us.
But here's what I mean with normal. I mean normal as in people still have to continue their lives. People have to go to work. These things have to happen. You can't sit in the house for the next 4, 5, 6, however long until some vaccine comes out, and then you pop out your house and do whatever again. At some point in time, people are going to disagree with that.
I think that's why a lot of people, and that's why the beaches in LA are closed for 4th of July weekend, and they reclosing the clubs and the bars.
Yes, obviously certain things.
Because people's appetite for money and appetite for sport and entertainment and everything else has superseded their appetite to want to live and their appetite to want to stay healthy and do the right thing. Like me, I still have not gone to any public place and sat anywhere. I'm not doing it probably for the rest of this year because I understand that it's not safe. And if everybody keep telling us that it's not safe, I understand everybody wanting things to go back to being normal, but things are not going to go back to being normal when there's still people that are dying every day from a deadly virus on top of everything else that's going on.
Some semblance of normalcy doesn't mean you go back to exactly what it was before. It just means that it gives you faith that you can still live a life while this is still going on.
You can still live a life, but you don't need basketball to do that.
I'm not saying.
I think when you look at it, I just think we're, our country, we're spoiled.
I agree.
In general, we don't like people telling us what to do.
Facts.
And that's just the American way. And we always say the land of the free, but it's now it's the people that they don't want rules. And I say we in general, but I'm gonna follow the rules. I live in Orlando. I love going to Disney and taking my family and I haven't done any of that. We ain't doing no water parks. We ain't doing no restaurants. We ain't doing none of that, So, but as a country, we're spoiled. We don't like people telling us that we can't do this, we can't do that. We see on social media, we see people fighting because they don't want to put their mask on.
Yeah. Bro. A mask, man. A mask, bro.
Like,
I just want to say this.
I
just want to say this. Future literally had a song called "Mask Off." Go number one. And y'all thought y'all was gonna get people to put their mask on. I'm sorry, that was a joke, but go ahead.
It's like, no, you see these Karens out here. Nobody wants to put their masks on. People fighting over. It's like that's just our country in a nutshell. We don't like being told what to do.
Yeah.
And as long as we have that mentality, we're not going to get back to normal. We're not going to have 20,000 people at these stadiums watching football games or basketball games until we follow the rules.
But it goes back to something that you said earlier, which is unity. I think that we in America are very individualistic. We don't really want to inconvenience ourselves to help our fellow man out because, I mean, at like a certain sense, that's just un-American. Like you said, I think that this is the land of the free and you do what's best for you and you do what you want to do. And I think that in a situation like this, when you need to show some sense of unity and when you need to care about, your fellow man or your fellow woman, because your decisions may not hurt you, but it may literally kill somebody else. But I think that it's definitely a mind switch for everybody else, and I think that that's why some other countries are maybe are having some more success with this than we are, because I think
they're more unified.
Exactly. They're more unified. But I mean, we could spend all day on this.
But let's go ahead. Let's talk. Obviously the bubble. Obviously the bubble is the bubble. It's happening. It's locked in stone. We have the schedules. Pretty much, I'm sorry, keep it with the P's. I need to get my pop filter. But pretty much, we see that, over the course of about 2 weeks, we're going to get an insane amount of basketball games, every day, all day long. How do you think this experiment will work out, and who do you think will win the title?
Man, I don't know. I think we're going to see some of the worst basketball we've ever seen, first of all.
Really? Really? Man. Now, do you say that from a defensive perspective, or do you say that in general?
No, just in general, because, I mean, guys took 4 months off, and then you come in and it's supposed to have, there's going to be some bad basketball, and I'm really afraid of injuries, too.
Yeah, likewise.
Just throwing guys out there and then they supposed to be playing in championship form. I just think it's going to be, it may end well, but I don't think it's going to start well. I think it's going to be ugly, and then eventually guys are getting routine and could eventually, fall in place. And I don't know. I look at a few teams that maybe have a chance to really do their thing. But I'm really concerned about just the individuals, honestly.
I have a better question for you, because I mean, obviously that's like so broad, because I mean, who knows? Like, nobody knows even what anybody looks like. I mean, you even know the guys are in shape. But
yeah, but that don't mean you can't see. I mean, that don't mean you can't say who you think can win the title.
Hold on.
though.
The question that I do want to ask you is, do you think there are any teams that this?
Hold on, but did he say who he think was gonna win the title?
No, he said you don't know.
Come on, pick somebody. Stop that. I don't want to hear that. Don't come on. This is the show for hot takes, Rashad. We need a hot take. Come on.
You want a hot take? So
let's go.
I think the Clippers are gonna win it.
Okay, I love that.
Fair.
I love that.
Do you?
The comment section won't, but I love that.
Do you have any teams or teams that you think that this whole style, this whole whatever it is, will benefit? I think that maybe younger teams, a team that's younger can maybe catch some teams off guard. Just go out there, play fast, and run up and down the court and score some points. So are there any teams that you think this style could possibly benefit, and they can maybe do some things that they wouldn't normally do under normal circumstances?
I like the Raptors. I think the Raptors could really will really benefit from this hiatus, just because they won it last year. Obviously they had Kawhi, but still a really, really good team, well coached. I think they're going to be a tough out. They got some really good players, obviously, and Milwaukee as well. So Milwaukee and Toronto are going to be the two teams that that could really, I wouldn't be surprised if they win the whole thing.
Are there any lesser teams that you don't think maybe could win it, but you think could make a run for it due to what's going on?
I really don't. I mean, maybe the Memphis Grizzlies. It sounds funny because obviously they put the schedule where they don't want the Grizzlies to make it. They want Zion in the
now, wait a minute. Well, okay, look, I will only say this. This is my only defense of the NBA in this particular instance. The Grizzlies were supposed to have a tougher schedule to end the season. The Pelicans were supposed to have literally, I think it was like either the first or the second easiest schedule to finish the season.
Correct.
So if you're the NBA, you can't punish the Pelicans because COVID happened. You have to still give them the same and equal amount of opportunity that they would have had to have made it before, based on the strength of their schedule. Now, the one thing I will say is Memphis was banged up and very, very injured.
They are
a team that is healthy now. So Ja, I don't want no excuses. Big Ja, you said fuck 12. You better go out there. You better play, or 12 gonna be on your ass. 12 gonna be saying fuck Ja.
I mean, you had Justice Winslow, who was hurt. I don't even know what he was hurt with, but he's back now. I think Jonas.
He was also extremely out of shape this season. They said that he was overweight and he didn't look the same because he was overweight. Yes, exactly. Because they said he came in, he was looking a little overweight, wasn't looking the same, and then he got injured. Bye. So I think I've seen, and don't get me wrong, I've seen the Grizzlies this year in person. I've seen Ja Morant in person. I've seen him up close, been in the Grizzlies locker room, all of that. And from the game that I saw, even though Ja didn't even score like 35 or 40, whatever, I literally think that kid is going to be one of the 10 greatest point guards to ever play basketball. Just based off what I saw in that one game. Because Kawhi was out there on the floor, and he didn't care. Usually when Kawhi's out there, especially the younger guys, they always they don't want to go at him. Like him, Anthony Simons, and Shake Milton legit looked at Kawhi and was like, whatever, I don't care. And that I can respect because he still went out there in that game and balled. And they were also on the second night of a back-to-back, and he didn't even warm up.
That's what you can do when you're 19.
I mean, I agree, but he said he's a point guard. I believe him after seeing him in person. I genuinely believe it. Yeah.
Ja's going to be a special player until the day he hangs it up. You can believe that.
Yeah. So, which team do you think will surprise people in terms of obviously I feel like now more than ever things are about as even as you can get. As most parity as you can probably get in these instances, especially even when you consider the fact that, you know, players are testing positive for coronavirus on different things. DeAndre Jordan and Spencer Dinwiddie both tested positive for coronavirus, according to Woj. Yeah. DeAndre Jordan opted out. Spencer Dinwiddie, is still unclear. So there's a lot of teams, including the Wizards, have the opportunity to make the playoffs now. What teams do you think that this AAU style of kind of everything that's going on is going to lend better to bad teams, or do you think that the teams that have been good will continue to be as good as they were before all of this?
Yeah, I don't think nobody's creeping up on anybody. All the bad teams aren't really playing. So I don't see a team just creeping up and it's like, oh wow, look at this team. I just think they're all evenly matched right now. Like I said, I think that the Eastern Conference is going to be better than what people would have thought they would be before the stoppage. So Boston's going to be really good. They got young talent. Kemba.
What do you think about Boston's young talent, actually? Because I'm a person that is not a believer I'm a believer in Tatum, but I'm not a believer in anybody else on that team. What do you see as their potential ceiling this season?
Just because they're young, so when you speak about youth, you look at, Tatum and Jaylen Brown is, two hybrid forwards that give teams fits when you play against them. They're well coached. Brad Stevens knows what he's doing. Marcus Smart, plays at a high level. I think he tested positive for the coronavirus as well. So it's just a weird time to try to predict what players are going to do what, because we really haven't seen them. But my estimation, I do think that the Celtics probably be the team with the youth that shows in their benefit.
First or second round exit this year, or do you think they can make it to the conference finals?
I think they can make it to the conference finals.
Okay, you do? Why?
Yeah.
I mean, my biggest issue with them is size, because outside of Daniel Tice, they aren't really a tall team anymore. When they had Al Horford,
Kanter can get 10 rebounds.
Huh?
Kanter can get 10 rebounds.
I'm not. Yeah, but Enes Kanter can't play defense, so therefore,
rebound is defense.
Rebound, it ain't that much defense. It ain't that much defense in the
You
world for
don't
Enes Kanter.
You don't end the possession until you rebound the basketball.
Unless he's getting 20 rebounds a game, he ain't playing that much defense. I've seen his work.
I think they can
Time
win on
after
the
time.
I think they can win on the offensive side of the ball, though. You know, like
Okay.
I just think they have firepower. You know, like they got firepower. Marcus Smart was a terrific defender. Like, you know, Kemba Walker is a really good defender for his size. He can score. Tatum can get a bucket. Jaylen Brown is another good defender. So the Celtics are, you know, collectively, they're a really good defensive team. They're just not big, like you said.
Yeah.
But they're still really good defensively,
Yeah.
you know, with the rotations and the coverages, the substitutions that Coach Stevens makes. So, you know, I don't have a horse in the race. My Atlanta Hawks are at home on the couch. So
big chilling.
Trey been hooping in Oklahoma.
Yeah. So, but I do think the Boston Celtics, they're going to be a tough out.
Okay.
Fair.
All right. So last topic, because I know you said you got to get out of here in probably about like 5 minutes, unless you had another specific one.
I was going to ask him about the same thing. I'm very interested to hear. I mean, because you seem like you're a basketball historian. Obviously you doing a documentary.
Very unique answers too for that draft.
Exactly.
pick.
I mean, you said Mitch Risman, you said Steve Smith, some guys that aren't. I mean, obviously, I think people know who they are, but I think that they're
not the popular.
They're not the popular names. Like I think Steve Smith at this point in time is known more for maybe even sometimes his commentary than his basketball ability, unless you saw him play. So, I guess who are some of your just favorite, not at all best. We're not talking about the best and none. Just who throughout your lifetime have been some of your favorite players to watch play basketball and why?
And can you tell me who your GOAT is? I really want to know that.
Oh wow. Yeah, a lot of my favorite player probably to watch, obviously, was Allen Iverson. Was my favorite player to watch.
Mine too.
My hero.
Well, not my favorite player, but one of them. Like he's not in my top 5 favorite players of all time. But if we're talking about favorite player, where when I cut on a game, I want to see him, AI is one of those players. Like, I didn't personally love AI, but his game on the floor was crazy. Yeah.
Just to watch was Allen Iverson was the guy I always just wanted to watch. Like I watched all his games when he was at Georgetown on Big East Mondays. I would get home from high school practice and watch Iverson do his thing at Georgetown, and then obviously followed him in the NBA. Derrick Rose was another.
Oh man,
player.
we both of us are from Chicago,
Rose,
so me and D Rose were in high school at the same time. Obviously, I didn't go to the same high school as D Rose, but we were in high school at the same time. Like there was a point in time, and at least when I was 14, 15, where if LeBron was playing and D Rose playing in high school, I'm watching D Rose playing in high school. So like I mean, I feel you, so
yeah, I'm a huge. I just believe that Derrick Rose. We were as fans, we were cheated of Derrick Rose greatness.
Yeah,
I believe he would have went down as a top 5 point guard ever to play the game.
He said Derrick Rose wouldn't. I'm sorry. He said Steph Curry wouldn't exist if Derrick Rose wouldn't get hurt.
The same way that we know him, no, he wouldn't.
I you know what? I have to kind of agree with you because I just think that what Derrick Rose was on his way to do, it was obvious what he was doing because. He was the youngest MVP of the league ever. Okay, this is facts. It's not my opinion.
This is facts.
Yeah.
This is facts.
Facts, no printer.
Yeah, he was the youngest MVP ever at 22, and he was going to win 2 more of those MVPs. If he doesn't tear his knee up, if Derrick Rose doesn't tear his knee up, the Chicago Bulls would have won one of those NBA championships that the Miami Heat won.
Fair.
And you can give him one more MVP. And he would go down as a top 5 point guard of all time. I just truly believe. Now that's my opinion.
I agree with you personally.
But given his trajectory and where he was going, my opinion has a lot of weight. with that.
No, I agree. I mean, if you actually look at what he was doing, maybe not in terms of all around numbers, but in terms of accomplishments and how good he was and how good he had taken his team to the levels, he was on pace or if not pacing ahead of LeBron already. He was. He genuinely was.
I personally think he would have been.
Was.
I think he would have been the best point guard to have played the game of basketball. I know Magic Johnson did what Magic Johnson did, but even Magic Johnson wasn't winning MVPs at 21 years old. I even look at
he won a Finals MVP.
Yes,
he got a Finals MVP.
Yes, but Magic was out there playing with Kareem. Now D Rose played with some good players. He went out there playing with Kareem. Obviously, Magic is Magic. But also, I think one thing D Rose couldn't even really shoot the ball yet. And even you see when the year when he shot,
you talk to him.
I mean, yes, I interviewed him. He said that he switched up his whole like shooting mechanics. And I mean, you can tell like he shoots the ball much better than what he shot it in his quote unquote prime. So I think that, I mean, obviously you're 21 years old. Every player improves when they're 21 years old. Nobody just gets 21 and like, I mean, hopefully nobody gets 21 and that's just as good as you're going to get. Yeah. So I think even if the shot would have caught up to him to his athleticism, even a little bit, there's no telling what the man could have done. But who else? Who else?
Obviously Kobe Bryant, Steph, and I love Steph Curry.
Pavy don't like Steph Curry.
Obviously, Isaiah Thomas, growing up watching Isaiah Thomas was my, like how these kids love Steph Curry and Trae Young and all that. Like Isaiah Thomas was that for me as a kid. Mm-hmm. Like Isaiah Thomas was my Steph Curry. Isaiah Thomas was that for me. So,
let's get into some older names. Like I want to hear about guys in the 80s and 90s, guys that you came up on and you like, yo, that's my guy. That maybe some of the fans, the younger fans, we can influence them to go pull up some tape on, or even just like watch a full game on.
Yeah, I would. Obviously, Magic was. I don't think people really understand how good dude was.
Yeah.
Like you got to look up some YouTube stuff with Magic.
Watch a full game. Don't look up YouTube. Watch a full game. Yeah, watch a game.
Like he was just so good. Kevin Johnson was another player that I really liked. Coming out, a small point guard that had a terrific motor. Would give people fits, could score it, could dish it, could defend. He was a fantastic player. Clyde Drexler doesn't get enough flowers of how tremendous of a shooting guard he was. Mm-hmm. So, I mean,
Pavy's not a big Clyde Drexler
The more
fan.
I've went back and watched a lot of those Blazers games. I like actually those Blazers teams are some of my Blazers team to watch. I think Terry Porter doesn't get enough credit, and I think Clyde gets too much credit.
Terry Porter was phenomenal.
I think Terry Porter doesn't get enough credit, and I think he was probably born like 20 years too early. But the way he shot the ball, if he plays right now, and he's putting up like 7-8 threes a game, I think Terry Porter probably was born too early.
Yeah, Terry Porter was a phenomenal point guard. He was just he was so cerebral. He understood pace. He played the game at an extremely high level. Just one of those point guards that you want on your team. He got overshadowed by John Stockton and Isaiah Thomas, but Terry Porter was the real deal. But to answer the question of, TP, you wanted my GOAT.
Yes, I want to know who's your GOAT.
Yeah, I mean my GOAT's Michael Jordan.
Okay, thank you.
It's not like I'm not even.
Thank you.
I don't, and
thank you.
I have love for like I said, Magic Johnson. Magic Johnson, Michael Jordan, LeBron James, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, like those guys are, and Kobe. Like those guys, those five right there, like are kind of like.
You think Kobe's top five? No disrespect to Bean, but you think Kobe's top five all time?
I think Kobe's the most skilled basketball player to ever play. He was more skilled. To me, Kobe was more skilled than Jordan.
I agree.
Jordan was a better scorer, a better athlete. But when we talking about skill's different. Yeah. Kobe was a better ball handler.
Facts.
He was just, his footwork was a little bit better.
Facts.
So that's why I like Kobe Bryant in that regard. And it is what it is. I had Kobe in my five, before he passed. So those are my guys. Like Michael Jordan is my GOAT. Just nobody transcended the game like Michael Jordan. Mm-hmm. Nobody ever will.
Do you think LeBron can catch him?
No.
I agree. Thank you.
You can't catch a dude that never lost in the finals, and not only that, but
what
just
did you say to other
Michael,
people who say that, yeah, he didn't lose in the finals, but he lost other years before the finals? What do you say to people that say that?
That's moving the goalposts.
Thank you.
That's moving the goalposts, because what counts is when you're playing for a championship. So when you get to that, when you got 7 games to win a championship, Michael Jordan never lost. It's like it's like for me, I love LeBron, you know, I do. So this is not me saying I don't like LeBron. Like, I actually love what LeBron is and what he stands for. I think it's unfair to actually compare LeBron to Michael Jordan. I don't think it's fair to LeBron. You know, I think he's great in his own right, but I don't think he's at the level of what Michael Jordan was able to do. Statistic-wise, LeBron's going to blow people out of the water. But Michael Jordan is 6-0. You got to look at Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. Kareem probably is the most dominant basketball player from top to bottom ever that people just don't want to talk about it because
he has the best basketball resume ever.
Yeah.
Yes.
He has the best basketball resume
Shaq
ever, and it's not even up for debate.
Yeah.
If we really just gonna keep it 100, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar has the best basketball resume ever. And it'll never be duplicated
by a wide margin too. I mean, you look at his high school career, you look at his college career,
margin.
His NBA career.
He won every year in high school too.
Yeah, I mean, he's 7 feet. Who beating Kareem in high school?
Turn around.
He won all the titles in high school. Then he went to UCLA and did it, and he's still the all-time leading scorer in the NBA history.
And might not be caught.
And still may not be caught. Nobody talks about that.
Yeah.
I agree.
True. But Rashad, we definitely appreciate you for coming through. You know, go ahead, talk to the people, let them know where they can find you at on the internet. And obviously you had a special interview that you wanted to talk about and that you were talking about. Plug it again. Let the people know where they can find it at.
Again, you can find me on Twitter at RP3Natural. On Instagram, Rashad Phillips 2319. You can subscribe to my YouTube channel, which is Sports Talk 2319. You can go on my website, sportstalk2319.com. There you would find all of my draft prospect stuff, and as well as my podcast with my co-host, two-time NBA champion Kendrick Perkins. Guys, it's been a fantastic time being on your platform on Hoops and Brews, and anytime I can stop by and give you guys some old school basketball knowledge, feel free to reach out to me.
Thank you. We definitely appreciate you very, very much for coming through. Please, everybody, make sure you follow him. He is on Twitter. Please let the people know where they can find you specifically. What are your Twitter and Instagram handles?
It's RP3Natural on Twitter and Rashad Phillips 2319 on Instagram.
Thank you very much. We will definitely hit you up once the season gets going again, so that way once you actually can see some basketball, I want to hear some more hot takes. But I appreciate it. Thank you very much. Thank you. We appreciate it.
Thanks for having me. Talk soon.
All righty.
Of course, man.
All righty, fans. So if you are watching us right now on MLG Highlights.
All right. It's back to us now.
It's back to us.
Shout out Rashad, though.
Should we end it on MLG Highlights so that way they can just see the guests and then put the full thing on our YouTube channel, or should we just keep it going?
Well, let's keep it going.
All right, let's keep it going.
Shout out Rashad, though. Appreciate
Shout out to
coming
Rashad.
and blessing us
Rashad, not Rashad.
Rashad.
Shout
Shout
out.
out.
Want to make sure we don't butcher his name.
Yeah,
Rashad.
yeah,
Shout out to
yeah,
Rashad.
shout out to Rashad.
So our first time doing that.
That was actually really cool, though. I mean, it was odd to where I'm out looking, but it was really cool.
We only got to look that way because of the camera.
I know,
because you don't want the whole.
But can he see me if I look in this way? Where is he looking at?
No. He was looking at us from there.
Okay,
that's why I was also saying that, because he was looking at us from there. I just had him on the screen here.
Fair.
But anyways, man. All right, so topics I got left here. Better chance to win the title, Lakers or Clippers, or what do you want to talk about? Yeah, let's go ahead. Let's talk about that. Obviously, J.R. Smith, according to Woj, is now a Los Angeles Laker, or at least it's going to officially happen. It's on the way. Lakers or Clippers, you heard Rashad say He's going for the Clippers. He thinks that the Clippers are, if he had to pick right now, the Clippers are the Lakers.
Clippers or did I say Lakers or Bucks to win the championship?
I said Lakers or Clippers.
Who
has a better chance, Lakers or Clippers?
Clippers, I think. I think just the fact when you, again, did anybody on the Clippers opt out yet?
Not to my knowledge, no.
By the way, DJ and Spencer got the Rona, so they might not.
No, I said that. You didn't hear me say that?
I mean, you said DJ. I ain't.
No, I said DJ and Spencer. I said DJ.
DJ not playing, but Spencer said he's weighing. They say he's weighing.
I said that. You didn't hear me say that? He was in a whole nother zone. I said. I literally said Woj reported that DeAndre Jordan and Spencer Dinwiddie both got coronavirus.
Well, anyway, the thing. So you don't know who's playing for the Clippers, but nobody has opted out for the Clippers yet. I think that bodes well for them that nobody has, opted out. I think we're getting. I think July 1st is like the deadline for opting out. I think the soft deadline was a couple of days ago, but like the hard deadline is July 1st. So it looks, we 3 days away from it. Ain't nobody said nothing. I ain't heard nothing. Look like it may not be coming.
If I'm the Clippers, we going to win that title. We not. No. Look. If I'm the Clippers, we going to win that title because we not going to just let Bron get the title. Like we was beating their ass all year long. I'm not just about to give that title up to LeBron. We cooked them in 2 games, and we honestly got outshot and didn't play smart in the 3rd game. I'm not giving Bron that title. Trez want that max. Lou Will want that title before he retire. Pat Bev want to growl in somebody's ear. Kawhi want to sit silent and hold his trophy. And PG want to look flossy with a fly fit and hold the trophy and get his picks off. So trust me, they coming back. They coming back.
So if I had to pick between
and Mook want that money next year because he know he messed up when he didn't take that contract in San Antonio. A championship? You know how great that would make him look next year?
Yeah.
Oh, come on.
Yeah. And also, I think just being in that situation like that, I think you can't discount Doc. I think Doc is somebody who players love. I would personally love playing for Doc, and I think that when you stuck with your team and with your coach in a bubble for however long, I think liking the people you're with is a very underrated quality about winning, especially at this point. I think usually you don't have to like people to win with them. I think right now you might have to like somebody to win with them.
Actually, can we talk about this? Can I change the topic? I actually want to talk about this, and not in a bad way. We're gonna circle back to this. But how will coaches coach in NBA bubble? How do you think the coaches will be able to coach in the NBA bubble? I've seen reports that have said that basically that the coaches won't be allowed to be on the sidelines, and they expect the players to essentially remain socially distanced when not on the court. How? If you Doc Rivers, Doc spends all game long riding the hip of whatever referee is within 3 feet of him. You could be in the press box and hear his raspy from up there. Now they're going to be in essentially a press box or away from the floor. You can't even ride the referees the same.
I think that hurts younger teams more than veteran-laid teams. I think if you a team where you like the Lakers, right? You got Bron. You don't really need the coach on the sideline. You have LeBron James out there. A team like the Thunder, you got Chris Paul out there. You probably have one of the best floor generals in league history. I think he knows how to set a play, how to calm the game down. I think that, having the coach's voice in the background will be detrimental for like younger teams because you don't have nobody to settle the game down. But I think that if you got even a team like the Clippers, I think you got a lot of high basketball IQ guys. You got Kawhi out there, you got Lou out there. I even think Doc this goes about even Doc saying he gave Pat his play sheet. I think that's a great thing now. Yeah. I think that's an incredible thing now. So I think that if you're a team that has veteran leadership and guys who know what to do in certain spots, I don't think that'll be as big of a deal. Or if you have a team that's just strong-willed together and it's bonded together, I think everything I've seen with the Clippers this season, they seem to be a team that's together. They seem to be a team that likes each other. So I don't think that'll be an issue, personally. I just personally think Doc will figure it out.
I think it's going to be a big issue. I think it's going to be a big issue in general.
I think it will be depending on the team.
That's why I said let's change the topic because I didn't want it to just be about the Clippers.
I agree with you.
I think it's going to be a big issue for every team.
I agree. I think
that even the urgency at which coaches are able to call timeouts or even just being on the sideline and you putting up a stupid shot and your coach just shoot you a look like, what was that? That's enough within itself. I've also seen Doc plenty of times during timeouts. One of the things that he loves to go and do is, especially, you know, during the game or what, depending on, I mean, no matter how tight or whatever it is, usually if he calls a timeout, he's slapping every player's hand before they go to the huddle. And then he does his little waddle out, talk to T. Lue for about 20 seconds, draw up a play, and then he go over to the huddle. Even that within itself, I think it's something that you can't. It takes the emotional level out of it, and it makes the game much more cerebral for the players, which I think is going to be at an extreme disadvantage because all of them players that they say are stupid and don't know basketball, we're going to see who knows basketball.
But again, that's why
we going to see.
Yeah, but again, that's why I say I think veteran leadership, and it's like certain players when you have them on their team. For instance, the guy like the Thunder, I think is literally a team to watch. I think Chris Paul is one of the best floor generals the NBA has ever seen. I think if you have a Chris Paul on the floor, you can get away with, the coach maybe not being as near because Chris Paul himself can just settle you down. LeBron James, if you have a LeBron out there, you can get away with Frank Vogel being way the hell away somewhere because LeBron James can settle you down. A Kawhi Leonard, you can get away with a Doc Rivers being somewhere because Kawhi can be like, no, hey, do this, do that, do this, do that, relax, I got it, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Even people talk about Harden's basketball IQ. I think a team like the Rockets, Harden is a guy who he gonna have to step up. Russ too, in a lot of situations.
I don't think they depend on D'Antoni. I think that's part of the problem, is that he runs the system, and then at certain points, like, all right, guys, run the system, and then it's like, no, you need a coach.
Fair,
because we've seen Steve Kerr get out adjusted by Tyronn Lue in the finals. But see, that's also another reason why they lost that 2016 finals.
Yes.
Because Tyronn Lue out adjusted the hell out of Steve Kerr. Steve Kerr was like, nah, we're gonna stick with what we got. Nah, big fella.
You shouldn't stick with what you got.
Big fella. Nah, big fella.
That rotation you got with Festus and Varejao should not be ran right now. Give it up, bro. Give it up, G.
Fella.
Give it up, G. But yes, I do. Even, you know what? When he talked about the Raptors, a team like the Raptors, having Lowry out there, a guy who's been in the league, I don't know how many years, 13-something years, just having a Kyle Lowry had to be like, hey, bro, relax. I think you'll really see the importance of a point guard in this playoffs.
Yeah, I think teams like
the point guard, just a floor general in general.
Which is also why I'm worried about the Celtics, because Kemba's never been here before.
This is true.
He's never been here before. He's only been to the first round, and then he went back to Charlotte.
That's the team where Brad Stevens can't like ring you in immediately. You might like get into a pivotal game for it's 88, 89. Somebody don't run a play and do something stupid, and then the other team ring off back-to-back threes. Now you down 6, game over.
Yeah.
I think those late game situations are gonna be really, 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 really interesting. They're gonna be either really bad or we gonna see some stuff that we ain't never seen before.
Again, speaking of,
he's not gonna play many minutes, man. JR gonna play about as many minutes as me. JR not gonna play that many minutes, man. And if he does, that's not good for the Lakers. I know what JR played like. Look, JR that whole season wasn't good. It just wasn't that whole this thing. Nah, JR that whole season.
I know
wasn't
JR
good.
with that whole season.
JR that whole season was not wavy.
But so what's your starting lineup?
I told you. I'm going KCP. I'm going Danny Green. I'm going LeBron James. I'm going Danny Green, KCP from out whoever the hell's. I'm going Anthony Davis and JaVale.
Avery Bradley was starting at point guard. Okay.
Technically, LeBron was starting at point guard, but Avery Bradley was guarding the point guard.
Yeah.
KCP got to guard the point guard now.
Yeah. So KCP is gonna be starting against the starting point guards in the West.
He'll be fine.
KCP gonna give up 30 a game.
He ain't gonna give up 30.
Yes, he is. KCP starting point guard, and then
KCP isn't bad against guards.
Okay, fine. So what's your bench rotation then?
My bench rotation, obviously, I'm gonna have to use Caruso. So Caruso will be my. No, I'm lying. I got Rondo. I still got Rondo. So Rondo will be in the game when LeBron sits down. I will run Caruso and Bron together. When I need to spell Bradley or not Bradley, but spell Green or KCP. Obviously Howard, if Howard's playing, he's gonna be there for me. Markeith, Keith, he will be in my rotation. Who? I want to give Waiter some run. I really want to give waiters some run in certain spots. Not a lot of run. Not a lot of run at all. Just like if we in the, we in the second quarter, we ain't scored a bucket in 3 minutes, I'll throw Dion in the game. I think Dion can get you a bucket. I don't think you ever forget how to get buckets. I don't think you ever forget how to get buckets. Now, you may not get them like you used to, but I don't think you ever forget. And Dion ain't that old, bro. Dion like 27 years old. Ain't like he some old washed up.
He not 27.
I swear to God. Dion young as hell. You just think he old because his career hasn't exactly panned out the way you thought it was. He young as hell.
How he 28?
Told you, Dion young as hell.
How Dion Waiters 28?
Ain't like Dion out here washed
I
up.
thought Dion was like 32.
Nah, Dion nowhere near 30 years old yet. So Dion got a lot left in the tank.
Wow.
A lot left in the tank.
Wow. That is hilarious. That is absolutely hilarious. I thought Dion was like 32.
Yeah, so I think in certain rotations.
Dion feel like a grizzled vet at this point.
So I think in certain rotations, I mean, he kind of is. Like what he got drafted in 2012, 2011.
Yeah.
So I mean, and I think in certain instances in which you don't have Braun on the floor, and you have Rondo out there, maybe you throw Rondo Waiters, Kuzma. I forgot Kuzma. Kuzma obviously in the rotation. Kuzma, Keith, and like AD out there. And if you're struggling to get a bucket, like I said, throw Dion out there because I think Dion can take anybody off the dribble 1-on-1 and make something happen.
You throw Dion out there, that he gonna throw the ball away, and then
throw the ball away. He not gonna throw the ball away because he gonna shoot
I cannot wait. I want y'all to keep the tape and pull up the tape.
He not gonna throw the ball away because
this is Monday, June 29th, 2020. When Dion Waiters get the ball at the end of the game, or KCP get the ball at the end of the game, or Caruso get the ball at the end of the game, since this man Daniel Belts had a nerve to put Paul George and Alex Caruso in the same goddamn sentence, talking about the playoffs.
There'll be. I mean, you got Dudley out there. Also,
it's not. No.
Dudley.
It's gonna be the most hilarious thing I've ever seen. Go ahead.
Dudley is a good team defender, and also you talk about guys. You need veterans in situations like this. Luckily, the Lakers do have a veteran-laden team. This will even be where having Rondo will help. Rondo, I still think Rondo's one of the best floor generals in the NBA. People can talk. People can say what they want to say about Rondo. The one thing Rondo is a floor general. Is he not? If I give Rondo the ball, I trust him to at least. I trust Rondo to not throw the ball away.
Rondo been out for 4 months.
But I trust him to not throw the ball away, G. I just need you to settle the game down, G. Even if we miss the shot, don't throw the ball away.
Y'all better hope Rondo don't go full Rondo.
What's full Rondo? I don't think Rondo's terrible. I never thought Rondo was terrible.
It ain't about Rondo being terrible.
So what you mean full Rondo?
But we've seen what Rondo can do in a locker room when he ain't getting the tick he don't need to get.
On this team?
All right. Wait until you get a random Rondo blow up in the middle of the playoffs and he's mad at something for some reason on the sidelines.
We really only
the coach is up in the booth.
But we really only seen one Rondo blow up, and that was in Dallas.
Yeah. For one of the greatest coaches in NBA history.
Yeah, but that was because
not top 5, not top 10, but top 25.
Yeah, but that was a different time. That was a different time for Rondo. Also, they weren't giving Rondo the ball. They weren't letting Rondo handle the ball. The Lakers at least let Rondo be Rondo. For the most part, except when they put him on the floor, Braun and stick him in the corner. But other than that, they will let Rondo be Rondo. I even think with Bradley being out, you even have to let Rondo be Rondo some more. Because you really, how many other ball handlers you got, really? Like dead ass ball handlers.
Alex Caruso, because he's on the same level with Paul George.
So you got Caruso and you. So
I still can't believe that man. That man really said that to me. See, I'm just saying no.
So basically, right now, if you're talking about ball handlers, you got Rondo. You got Caruso and you got Braun. Before you at least had Bradley, that's one more ball handler.
Avery Bradley not a ball handler.
Yeah, yes he is.
He's not.
Yes he is. Yes he is.
Not.
He can bring the ball up court, set the offense, pass the ball.
No, he can't.
I literally was at the game. He can do that.
All
He's done that mad games this year.
He's not gonna do that in the playoffs.
He can bring the ball up court, call a play, pass it to Braun, run
anybody can do that. Daniel Boobie Gibson could do that.
Okay, he was a ball handler.
Yeah, he was. He was.
That's
about all he could do. Ball handler and clank a three.
No, he did get hot in that like one playoff year until he met Tony Parker.
He can clank a three.
No, I'm not gonna let you do that.
He can hit threes.
I'm not gonna let you do that. He was hooping until he met Tony Parker. He met Tony Parker in that final series and stopped hooping. He was hooping until then.
Everybody was hooping until they meet Tony Parker in the finals, including LeBron.
Not everybody.
Shut him down. Finals MVP. Nothing you can do about it. Run. Hide your kids.
Not everybody.
You heard me.
Not everybody.
You heard me.
Not everybody.
You heard
but I feel you.
But let's get back to it now that we kind of went on that tangent. Lakers versus Clippers. Opening night. Hold on.
Reopening night.
Reopening night. Lakers versus Clippers. If it happens, because who knows?
Who knows what's going on
Literally,
right
like
now?
we still got 30. We still got a whole,
Who knows
bro. We
what's
still got a whole another 30. We still got.
knows, bro?
We still got 6 more months left in this year.
Dog.
You know how long All-Star game? You have far away All-Star game feel like it was 3 years ago.
It feel like a different decade. Like I looked
Like
at the day,
All-Star game feels like it was 3 years ago.
I looked at the day that was like, yeah, coronavirus been out 6 months. I'm like, damn, that's it, G. It feel like the Rona been out on a Drake run.
I remember that night Rudy got
like
the
the
Rona.
Rona.
We literally, I pulled up. I had drove all the way to Hollywood. I'm like, I'm going to Pavy studio session. Pulled up.
Got there, set
Woj
like
alert.
30 minutes. I'm gonna go home.
Rudy Gobert has
I'm gonna go home with my
coronavirus.
family.
I was like, yeah, I'm finna go home with my family. G. Like, nah, I can't go. I cannot go. But Lakers Clippers.
Yo.
I'm looking at the first game, and I think this is gonna. Just give me.
I'm like, I don't know how to.
This is gonna establish. First game is gonna establish who is gonna win the championship and who won't.
No, it's not.
Yes, it will. I think it will. You wanna know why I think it will?
you think it
You want because
Why
I
you
think
think
that
one game after them
because I
playing
think if the
basketball?
Lakers get smoked, I already know what it is. If the Lakers beat the hell out of the Clippers, then I'm kind of gonna finally, for the first time all season, question what's going on the Clippers side.
I'm not putting
all season long. I haven't questioned them. Even in the last game in which they lost to the Lakers, I didn't question them because it was a loss. It is what it is. But they get smoked the first game coming back. I don't want to hear no excuses.
Nah,
Because Braun been the main one wanting to play. How your team wasn't ready, big fella?
I'm not.
I don't want to hear it. And it would be just like Kawhi to come out and drop 55 in that game. Especially because of after all of the
Big Y ready.
Everybody was talking after LeBron won versus the Clippers and the Bucks. I know. Trust me,
Big
Kawhi
Y
heard
ready.
him.
Big
Kawhi
Y
heard him. He heard
Kawhi has
it.
heard of it. It's just like Big Y ready. You know, Kawhi probably don't leave the house no way. So you know, ain't nothing wrong with Kawhi. Kawhi probably been cooped up in the crib with his family and the basketball.
Staring at the TV like.
Feeling basketball, watching TV and going to hoop. Probably
saying
watching
not
good
one
Netflix.
word.
Watching good Netflix.
Bron
waking
probably
up,
be in
get
the
his
crib
workouts
yelling that
in.
first take every day. Kawhi just be in the crib like.
Bron probably be in the crib having a great time. Kawhi just been in the crib just there with his family, going up, hooping, coming back in the house, being a family man, going back out in the backyard, hooping again.
I want to know what Kawhi's first thoughts was when he first saw his child. It was probably like, it's a baby. Like, like Kawhi, how do you feel? It's a baby.
Nah, Kawhi. The one thing Kawhi is actually hilarious though. Like I was even watching the Christmas game last year. Kawhi, not last year, this year. When his interview he did with I forgot who interviewed him after the game, but Kawhi's hilarious.
Somebody from
Kawhi
ESPN.
talks more than what people think he does.
No, he talks a lot.
Even he was like,
we literally got like an hour worth of footage of him talking.
He was like, how do you gonna get there? I'm gonna walk.
I'm gonna walk.
I'm gonna walk. He said he came out next day. He was like, so did you walk? He was like, yeah, I'm tired. Yeah, I'm tired. I'm like, gee, you funny as hell, bro. You funny, dog. You hilarious, bro. Shout out Big Y. Happy birthday to Kawhi too. Happy birthday, Big Y.
Yeah, shout out to
Kawhi's
Kawhi.
birthday today, so happy birthday,
Shout out
Big
to
Y.
Kawhi. But I think if anybody gonna come back and can drop 55 in LeBron face on opening night and put all the conversation to rest, I think it's Kawhi. And I also think that if, like I said, the Lakers can reasonably I'm not saying that they will lose every single game on their schedule, but every single one of those games can be lost by the Lakers. They aren't playing anybody that I don't think can beat the Lakers. I mean, cannot beat the Lakers.
No. I think that every team can lose to everybody. Just like
I think the Clippers can go 8-0.
No, I think anybody can lose. Just like Rashad said. Like these aren't Rashad, not Rashad. These aren't bad teams. Like these are quote unquote the best, the top I mean, supposed to be the top 22 teams in the league. Ain't like you going out there playing the Hornets. Hornets ain't there. T-Wolves ain't there. So technically, every game you can lose. Now, obviously, certain teams, a team like the
You
Nets.
better beat the Nets.
Any
team that
low key.
the Nets better go 0-8.
Yo, low key. Washington might make the playoffs.
I'm gonna
Washington might make
I'm
the playoffs.
gonna flip this table when the Wizards make the
Washington might
playoffs,
make the playoffs.
and then Bradley Beal is third team All NBA
He's gonna
because
be
they made the playoffs. I'm gonna
He's
come
gonna
in
be
Hoops and
third
Brews.
team All-NBA.
You're gonna mention it,
He's
and I'm
gonna
gonna
be third
literally
team All-NBA.
I'm gonna grab this table like we on some goddamn news channel, like some cable, some C-SPAN or something, and flip this damn table over when that man get announced third
gonna make
team
the
All
playoffs.
NBA. What do we bet? $100 on that?
I don't know.
I think we
so.
bet 100. I am
my
going.
money.
I am
Have my
going
money.
to be so mad. I'm gonna be so mad if Bradley Beal made third team All NBA.
He's gonna
because
The Nets even got a coach right now too. Oh yeah.
They don't have a coach.
No, Kenny Atkinson quit. Remember?
Oh, yeah, I forgot
He
that.
quit. Definitely not. Kyrie
the
not
Net-
there.
the
KD
Net-
not
the-
there. Spencer might not play. DJ not there.
The Nets sending their summer league team.
Literally.
Hey, look, any team.
LeVert gonna ball out though.
Any team lose to the Nets, I'm not rocking with you.
LeVert gonna ball out though.
Any team lose
LeVert
to the Nets,
might
I'm not
average
rocking with
30.
you. I'm not rocking with you.
LeVert might average 30.
I'm not rocking with you.
LeVert might average 30.
He's not averaging 30.
He might average 30.
No, he's not.
He might
No,
average
he's
30.
not.
He
No,
might
he's
average
not.
25.
No, he's
25.
not.
25. 25.
No, he's not.
25.
No,
He
he's
get
not.
25.
I bet you six pack. He don't even average 22. There you go, player.
Okay, let's do it.
First new bet of Hoops and Brews. Where's both our hand sanitizer?
I don't know. I was
I'm
thinking about
done
that
with
as we went in the handshake. It wasn't a handshake.
It's right there. Get it. See? I tried to social distance us. I really did, but it's not enough space in this area in which we shoot Hoops and Brews. I ain't even put the
I
curtains
mean,
up.
technically, we still.
I ain't even put the curtains up today. I forgot.
I mean, technically, we still like.
we still up like 3-4 feet away.
Yeah.
We ain't, but still, whatever.
Yeah, but yeah. So yeah, Washington actually might make the playoffs now. Is John Wall playing or is he not playing?
No, he not playing.
Okay.
Hell no. You think John Wall playing?
He could.
That's a real. You think John?
could.
Yeah, all right.
He could. He
You
was doing reverse dust before the season ended. You know what? What do you expect out of the very first game, Utah and New Orleans?
I expect Zion Williamson to drop 36 and 12. Word on the street is he's in shape.
I hope so.
He spent the whole off season, even when it was limited, he was still going, and the NBA allowed him to still work out at the facilities because his knee was messed up. So he was still going out.
Gee,
What?
right, the NBA funny as hell.
How?
So couldn't nobody
How?
see besides Zion? G?
No. They allowed the
Whole
player.
world got a virus,
No, wait
but
a minute.
Zion different. Whole world in quarantine, but Zion different. Really, G? Really, G? So you mean to tell me, G? Can't
No.
nobody go up there but Zion?
No.
Zion, he good.
No, they said
Lonzo, sit down.
No, they
Zion,
said-
you good.
They said players that were in rehab assignments were
On
allowed
the
to
court.
use
He was what you mean he was in rehab? He was gonna play the night the season got canceled. Motherfucker went in on damn rehab. He was alright.
He was.
Alright, man.
He was in the-
NBA. I feel y'all. I understand. I would do the same thing
They-
because look, it is a business. We need you to work. You cannot fail. Work.
I
You gotta at least go to the All-Star game 10 times.
I mean, yeah,
work.
but that could have been detrimental to his knee though. If he would have came back, he was still doing rehab assignments.
Shit.
He's still going
If
in
it
with
was
the
detrimental
physical
to his knee,
trainers.
Why was he on the court, G?
Huh?
Why was he on the court?
Yeah, but he wasn't in shape though. So I expect him to come back in shape. I expect his knee to come back.
He better be in
fully
shape.
Fully rehabbed now.
He better be in
no
shape.
excuses. I think he's gonna drop 36 and 12 on opening night. He gonna turn Rudy Gobert into a crepe, and
He gonna come back 45
and
later,
every
be like,
NBA
yo, what is-
player that was mad at Rudy Gobert for touching the mics and making and basically making them have to cancel the season, they're gonna be vindicated.
You ain't even seen no pictures. Zion probably like 260 pounds right now.
No, he ain't 260 pounds. Literally, I've seen some reports floating around the internet that he been working out.
Yeah, I
and
said,
on
yeah,
rehab.
260 is him losing 25 pounds. He was 285.
I know.
Yeah, he probably come out
I
like
mean, he's
260.
still big as hell.
I know. I said two. That's why I said 260.
That man, the walk around solid 260, 6'6", 260. What? That's a NFL lineman height. This man jumping out
That's
the gym.
Julius Peppers.
No, dude, that's like fucking. When you told Scott he looked like a Loki Nada. It's like a Loki Nada Duncan. G. Like what? You know what I'm talking about? After we did Shot Olympics and he was drunk as hell. He said, yo, man, how long you done? Shout out to the future Hall of Famer. Hello, he not.
Is he really though?
Yeah. He's one of the greatest. He's one of the greatest offensive linemen in NFL history. Okay, he's a future Hall of Famer. He is. He is legit. When he retired, they was mad. They was like, "Yo, you retired? Why you retired?" So I'm done. He's big as hell. But I guess you got anything else you want to talk about?
No, I think we're good.
Yeah, man. I felt like that we had a good episode. This episode.
John texted me and said Rashad is one of the coldest hoopers ever from Detroit.
I believe.
He say he scored 2009.
I mean, that's a lot of points in college.
He was doping somebody.
Tears in my eyes.
He was doping somebody up in college.
Yeah, and you know John though, because John is he repped that Detroit. John W. If you're not scared of the Rona, come through, chat with us.
John is not leaving Hermosa.
I mean, why not? He always walking around in Hermosa.
Walking around and leaving is two different concepts.
Why not?
You can socially distance and walk around all day. There don't be nobody outside, bro.
Come through, John W. All right, but anyways. It's been Hoops and Brews, man. Yeah. So, if you're watching us right now, make sure you go donate to our tip jar. bit.ly / HNB tips, all lowercase. Or we now have a Cash App. You can Cash App us if you want to drop us a tip on the tip jar, because we know last time fans were saying they want to donate, but because you can't donate through MLG, you want to donate. So if you want to donate, you can hit us on the tip jar at HNB Media on Cash App, or you can hit us on our Streamlabs site and donate via PayPal or your credit card. bit.ly / HNB tips. As always, you can go subscribe to our Patreon, patreon.com/HNB. Make sure you hit subscribe right now on this channel. Make sure you also drop a like. If you're watching this video right now, drop a like. If you're listening to this right now, anywhere in the world, drop a like. Like that video. Hit like a million times. Keep hitting it.
By the way,
go ahead.
Go ahead. But did you see Pop Smoke album cover?
No,
I don't see Pop Smoke album cover.
No.
You ain't see what that man Virgil did. G.
No, Virgil designed his album cover.
Man, Virgil.
They need to arrest this man. Gee, Virgil need to be arrested, G. Gee, Virgil did that? Somebody arrest Virgil. We need a
R.I.P. Smoke, man. Why they do my dog like that?
We need a citizen's arrest. We don't want the police to go arrest Virgil, because we know what might happen. We need a citizen's arrest for Virgil Abloh. We need a citizen's arrest for Virgil Abloh.
You do my dog like that?
We need a citizen's arrest for you, bro. That's
egregious,
like that, G. That's absolutely egregious.
Like that,
anyway, as always, man, it's your boy TPJ. You can find me on Twitter, Instagram at RealTPJ. That's REELTPJ. It's a film joke. If you don't get it, you damn dummy. As always, this show co-stars rap extraordinaire Pavy. Go ahead, get your plug in, talk to the people.
Man, follow me on Twitter at Pavy World, PAVY World, all one word. I should have a project coming out within the next week and a half. Just something on SoundCloud, Audio Mac. So yeah, go check that out. Pavverse.com. Go check that out.
Yes, and as always, you all know it is Hoops and Brews. You can find us anywhere on the internet at Hoops and Brews. Make sure you subscribe to our channel, youtube.com/Hoops and Brews, youtube.com/HNB Media TV. It is the channel formerly known as MLG Highlights. We are here to stay. We will not be going away anymore, but we will continue to bring you more dopeness, more content, more entertainment, more sports news, more podcasts, more all of it. Make sure you hit subscribe right now. If you're watching this and you are not subscribed, make sure you go and you subscribe right now to youtube.com/Hoops and Brews, where we will continue to post and have content up there every day. And as always, if you're under the age of 21 or 18 in Canada, you better not be drinking. Don't do it. It's wrong. And if you're over the age of 21 or 18 in Canada, please drink responsibly. Don't drink and drive. This has been Hoops and Brews. I'm drinking Coronas. I told my girl once I turned 30 that I was going to get away from the IPA. So now I'm only drinking beers if they're like less than 100 and some calories. And that's just because. But also, they make like 98 calorie IPAs now.
Kind of straight off IPA.
Yeah, but I mean, I'll do a light calorie IPA, but like the heavy ones, I can't do that no more. I'll be out of commission for like 2 days.
Yeah,
I'm dirty 30
No,
now.
literally.
I'm legit dirty 30 now.
Last time I had the IPA was when y'all pulled up, and I didn't know I drank that many.
I mean, you drank
Woke
like
up-
3 of them.
woke up rocking.
You woke up
rocking.
woke up in a rage cage.
Woke up rocking. She like, oh my God, what happened? Woke up rocking.
What happened was the IPA. But anyways, man, we appreciate all of the fans. Thank you all as always. And, thank you for watching. And once again, subscribe, patreon.com/HNB, youtube.com/HNB Media TV, youtube.com/Hoops and Brews. Also, donate to us if you can. Cash App, HNB Media, or you can hit our Streamlabs at bit.ly/HNB Tips, all lowercase letters. And until next time, we will get up with you all later. And until then, peace out.
Yeah, and you pull up like a Lord with candy. Speaking from your burner, saying you can't stand me.
Fresh like I just got a contract. Fresh like I just got a max. Roll up this, we ballin' to the max. Fresh like I got a contract. Moving through the city, we be going. Roll up this, you pullin' up, you know it. Fresher than a max contract. Pullin' up, we